Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Gabby and welcome to my strange little YouTube channel. Now, in my last Identified Doe video, you guys said that it really reminded you of the Grateful Doe case. In my last video, it was about a woman who was unidentified for 48 years and was finally identified basically because of Facebook. This case is about a young man who was identified through a few different websites like Imager, Reddit, and also Facebook. It just goes to show that social media reaches so many different people and so many cases have been solved because of social media. So that's why I say that it's such an important thing to spread around these cases through any bit of social media that you may have. So with that being said, let's just get into it. On June 26, 1995, two men crashed into a pair of trees on Route 58 West in Greensville, Virginia at around 1:30 p.m. No drugs or alcohol were found in either of their systems, so it was theorized that the driver fell asleep behind the wheel, and neither of these men were wearing seatbelts, so this definitely also contributed to their deaths. The driver of the car was discovered to be 21-year-old Michael E. Hager, who possibly picked up the young man as a hitchhiker because Michael's family had no idea who the passenger was. The second young man, given the name Grateful Doe, was said to be about 15 to 21 years old. He had brown eyes and he had blonde hair that was dyed a reddish color. Even though he had no identification on him, he left behind a trail of clues as to who he may be. He had a tattoo of a star on his upper left arm and a faded one on his right arm, most likely done at home, not professionally. And he was wearing a red tie-dyed Grateful Dead t-shirt, Levi jeans, white socks, and Fila running shoes. And on him, he had a yellow Bic lighter and $1 in change. He also had two scalped Grateful Dead tickets from Washington, D.C. dated June 24th and June 25th, and a letter that read, "To Jason, sorry we had to go, see you around, call me," with a number, bye, and signed by Carolyn T. and Carolyn O. Neither of these Carolyns have ever been tracked down. He also had a beaded necklace on and his ear was pierced on the left side, but he didn't have an earring in at the time. You guys know that with every case, there's always something that just makes no sense at all, so I'm gonna get into those things right now, but let me know what you think down in the comments. So, it is suspected that Hager picked up Grateful Doe somewhere between Fairfax and Gloucester, Virginia, which is quite a distance. Hager dropped off a letter to his father in Williamsburg, and a detective said that this unknown man was not with Hager at the time when he visited his father. Now, Williamsburg is more south than the distance between Fairfax and Gloucester, Virginia, so did he backtrack? Also, they were on Route 58, which runs diagonal. Michael Hager also fell asleep behind the wheel at 1:30 p.m., not in the middle of the night, so he must have been very tired around 1:30 p.m., Possibly they were driving for a very long distance. Also, if Michael Hager fell asleep, you would think that if Grateful Doe was awake, he would have woken him up, so Grateful Doe must have been sleeping as well. Also, it was suspected that Grateful Doe was following around the Grateful Dead and going to all their shows, but they were traveling south. That makes no sense because the next Grateful Dead show was in Michigan, which was all the way northwest. This just seriously confuses me so much. The Grateful Doe, or Jason Doe, had severe lacerations to his face, so a mortuary photograph was never released to the public, but a facial reconstruction was done and released. They were able to get fingerprints and they ran it through their database and were unsuccessful in finding a match. In 2012, another facial reconstruction was created by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and released to the public. The man who sold Grateful Doe his tickets was tracked down and police questioned him, and he said that he does not remember the man he sold them to, which of course he sold to a lot of people. There's no way that he would have remembered who this man was, and chances are he probably never got his name. But 221 unidentified men were ruled out as being Jason Doe. Well, in early 2015, a user named Gray Metal made a post about Grateful Doe on Imager and asked anyone if they knew who the young man was. A user reached out and stated that he thinks he knows who the young man is. He said that he used to have a roommate and they worked at McDonald's together in Illinois around 1995, and this young man, his name was Jason Callahan, and he was about 18 to 19 years old in 1995. Another friend reached out and sent Gray Metal some photos of Jason Callahan, and people couldn't deny the similarities. Jason Patrick Callahan was born on April 18th, 1976, and he was a free spirit. He had a very hippie-esque vibe to him. He loved just being free and living a nomadic lifestyle, and he was very outgoing, so it was very easy for him to kind of adjust to different environments and make friends almost immediately. The news of this man possibly being Grateful Doe spread very fast around the internet, and after hearing a news broadcast about it in Myrtle Beach, a woman named Margaretta Evans reached out to the Grateful Doe Facebook page saying, "Oh my God, this is my son Jason Callahan from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I've been looking for him all this time with no luck. Today my other son saw this Facebook page, and after all the years of praying for him to just call me or come home, please inbox a message or phone number to contact me."
Left home in 1995 to follow the band Grateful Dead and hasn't been seen since.
From that Facebook effort, we received information of a possible missing person here within our jurisdiction by the name of Jason Callahan. We obtained DNA from Mr. Callahan's family to send off to be evaluated to see if Mr. Callahan was in fact the Grateful Doe that's being looked for on Facebook.
Margaretta said that she had not seen her son since June of 1995. They ran a DNA test and it was a match. She was the mother of Grateful Doe. His mother said that she never filed a police report because she didn't know what district to even file it in, because he moved around so much that he could have been anywhere in the entire country. His half-sister Shannon said, "I saw these posts on Reddit, Web Sleuths, and Facebook. The members were wondering if my brother could be Grateful Doe, and when I saw the composite drawings, I felt sick to my stomach. My heart just froze. He looked so much like my dad and my older brother." Everyone who knew Jason basically agreed that they thought that he was off living somewhere and that he didn't want to be tracked down, and he would reach out to them when he wanted to. Jason left home to go follow the Grateful Dead, and Deadheads, which are Grateful Dead fans, definitely offered their condolences. Jason also passed away the same year that Jerry Garcia did, which was the lead guitarist and vocalist of the Grateful Dead. He passed away in August of 1995. The owner of the Grateful Doe page says, "I can't explain the feelings I get when talking to Jason's family. I spent years trying to find the family of Grateful Doe, only to find that success is heartbreaking. I'm really stressing to news stations to please mention to people to check in on loved ones if you haven't heard from them in years, or even a friend that just up and vanished. A lot of families are split apart, and some don't even know if their family member is missing if they didn't have contact." It was almost 20 years, and Grateful Doe, or Jason Doe, finally got his name back. This case is a prime example of how social media is just, it's so important. I think in my opinion that like Facebook should team up with detectives, and they should have some sort of agreement to help spread around posts better. You never really know who it's going to reach. It just takes the right information and people to come together, and these cases can be solved. I will leave all information and sources down below in the description if you do want to learn more about this case. Leave any other identified Doe cases down below, or any videos that you want me to do in general. I read every single comment. I love you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.